Hello, my name is Agatha and this is the astrological prediction for June 2016. This is a very general forecast. If you'd like a private reading, please write to duniaazada@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. All the information is below. Below you can also find the link to my newsletter. If you sign up my newsletter and subscribe my YouTube channel, you could possibly win a free written tarot reading written by me. And there is always a winner every month, and who knows, the next winner could be you. So sign up. So, Aquarius. The new moon is going to happen on the 5th of June at 14 degrees of Gemini, and the full moon is going to happen on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. In your case, the full moon is going to happen on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. Yes, I think I said, what did I say? Sagittarius. And in your case, Aquarius, this new moon in Gemini is going to happen in your 5th house. This is going to be a very difficult new moon. It's going to be difficult for everyone, for every sign, because it makes bad aspects all around. There's not one good aspect. So it's going to be conjunct Venus in Gemini, it's in the 5th house. Venus is the planet of money and love. It's going to oppose Saturn in Sagittarius, in your case in the 11th house, which is the house of friendships. And there's other meanings. Also, it's going to square Jupiter in the North Node in Virgo, and it's going to square Neptune in Pisces. And it's going to have an aspect, a difficult aspect, called an inconjunction of 150 degrees with Pluto and Capricorn in your 12th house. So, this new start, new moons mean new beginnings. This new beginning happens around, it could be for some a new love. A new love might come along. Now, this person, you might meet this person online in some chat room, like online thing. You can even be like in a forum, and you can meet this person there. So it could start online, or it could be someone whom you meet because he or she is your new neighbor. He or she moves to your apartment building, or to the street where you live, or to your neighborhood, something like that. This is younger, this is a young person. He or she might be very talkative, talk, doesn't shut up. Not very bright, or could be, I would say not very bright. Why would I say that? Because it makes bad aspects. Whatever she thinks, he or she thinks, in his or her brain, just he says it, or she says it immediately. There's no filter. He or she might lie. He or she might exaggerate a lot. Okay? For some, there might be the danger of he or she stealing your money, or using your credit card, using your funds, and just having, and there's like this huge debt in your credit card that he or she made because he or she used your credit card. So you have to be very careful with that. This person might lie about the money he or she has. Okay, he or she might say, "Oh, I'm a trust fund baby. Yeah, I have like millions of dollars, or euros, or pounds, or whatever." Or he or she might say, "I have like this great, fantastic job. I'm the CEO of Google," or whatever. You know, whatever he or she tells you about money, it's a lie. Okay, so be careful with that. This person might even approach you with the intention to steal from you. And you might not even know this person. This could even be like an online relationship. This could even be, how do you say, catfish? A catfish? No. Who's the catfish? You're the catfish? The one who's cheated, the one who is misled is the catfish. catfish sort of relationship, Aquarius. So if this person whom you do not know starts telling you I have like a very difficult monetary situation, my grandmother needs an operation now or she dies, but we don't have the money, and whatever he or she tells you, do not send this person money. Try to protect your funds, try to protect your credit. Be careful, okay? Be careful about fraud and whatever. Friends, Aquarius, there might be friends in your life who do not like this person. They don't like this person at all. There might be a conflict with your friends, some of your friendships, and this new love interest. You might even lose some friends over this, because maybe all your friends or one friend in particular cannot shut up and absolutely needs to tell you that I don't like how this person is treating you. You need to wise up, you need to be smarter about this. And of course, when there is this sort of confrontation, usually in the history of the world, if a person has to pick between a friendship and a lover, a boyfriend or a girlfriend, what usually happens? That person does not pick the friend, does it? Really? Right. It's the friend kind of loses out. Even if like years after, or even months after the event after this intervention or confrontation, even if you, Aquarius, understand that your friend or all of your friendships were right, it doesn't matter. I mean, in the moment, you never pick the friends, ever. This is a normal thing, okay? But you need to be smart about this new possible relationship. If it's not that, it could be, the Zika virus. I just thought about that. I hope that's not the case, that you might have a child, might have a first child, and you might have some sort of heartache connected with this child. He or she might be born with some sort of disabilities. I hope that is not the case, and I hope that whatever happens can be solved, even if it takes time, that it's something which is solved. I can tell you one example. A cousin of mine, one of her daughter, she was born with a defect on the heart. The heart was not completely closed or something like that. So her baby need to go surgical. She needed to have an operation, and she did. Okay. They waited a while until and then I don't know how old was she, 1 year, 2 years old, something like that. So it could be something like that, but it's solvable, okay, and might take a while, but you might feel very distressed at the moment when you get the news about your kid, about this newborn baby. It could be that. I don't know if it is, okay. If it's nothing like that, it could be something to do with your child. There's a new beginning in your child's life, but this new beginning in your child's life might be felt in a stressful way. You might feel it is stressful. You might worry a lot, whatever this new beginning is. This child, it could be your first child, your firstborn, daughter or son, doesn't matter, or one of your kids. Could be like he or she has a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and you do not like this person at all. You do not like this new boyfriend or this new girlfriend of your child. You don't like him or her. You think this person is extremely stupid, just says everything that pops into her brain, and might be lying about the money that he or she makes, and you really don't trust him or her. So it could be that. Or another thing, if your child is young, even if your child isn't young, but especially if your child is young, you need to have an open conversation, Aquarius. Aquarius usually are very, egalitarian. They believe in progress, they believe in being open. So I see an Aquarius having more easily this conversation with a child, this conversation about sex and about protection. I see an Aquarius having this conversation more easily with his son or his daughter, or your son, your daughter, unless you have a lot of Capricorn. If you have a lot of Capricorn, you might be very conservative. But even if you are conservative in whatever religion you have, you should have a conversation about protection with your kid. Because there might be, it's not just a pregnancy scare, okay? It's not just the possibility of an unwanted pregnancy. It's also the possibility of sexually transmitted diseases, and you have to have a very open conversation with your kid. Talked about protection, the need to protection, because there's very scary shit around. You don't want to catch bad stuff that will never go away forever. Okay, it isn't just, from what I've read, it isn't just AIDS. If you get AIDS, you're stuck with AIDS, right? There's treatment, there's all of that, okay? And there are other diseases, there are other sexually transmitted diseases that you take care of them, and then as long as you don't engage in the same type of behavior, I mean, you can treat them, and they go away. But from what I've read, apparently there's a new, how do you say, it's gonorrhea, and there's a new type of gonorrhea that's becoming untreatable. It's kind of becoming like AIDS. So there's scary stuff around, and you need to be open with your child, because he or she, if he or she is young, he or she might make stupid decisions, because that's a normal thing in young people all over I'm sorry, all over the world. Young men and young women do stupid stuff. They make stupid decisions. This is normal, this is ordinary, so be very open about this, and tell him or her that he or she needs to be protected all the time. Okay? If it's not that if you're like 70 and you have 40-year-old kids and everything is fine with them, and if you're not having a new love, and if you're happily married with your spouse of, I don't know, 50 years or something, I'm sorry, it could be something else. It could be, for instance, like you get a new hobby, but this new hobby really demands lots and lots of money from you. You need to buy this equipment and that equipment and that equipment. This is a great new fantastic new hobby that you have, but it's really expensive hobby. If it's not that, it could be that you might feel the need to play the stock market. If you feel that need, don't play the stock market. If you absolutely feel that you need to play the stock market, do it with money you can afford to lose, because most likely you will never see that money again. There's a very strong possibility that whatever money you put on stocks or in gambling or whatever, you're gonna lose. So be careful with that, okay? And then the full moon on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius, Aquarius, in your case is going to happen on the 11th house, which is the house of friendships and other things in long-term plans. So maybe, let's say for some of you, you had a confrontation with a friend 2 weeks ago about your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and there might even be the ending of a friendship. So some friends might exit your life, maybe because he or she, that friendship does not agree with the boyfriend or girlfriend you have, and really doesn't want to see you being hurt and just cannot stand, or you just decide to end this friendship with him or her because you are sick and tired of hearing him or her always telling you the same thing, and you just end this connection, this friendship. It could be that, but not necessarily. It could be that a friendship that you have moves away but for a good reason, like gets this fantastic job somewhere else, or moves to another city, or moves to another country, or something very good and very positive happens in the life of one of your friends, Aquarius. Another way of reading it is that you had a long-term plan, and finally around the 20th of June you achieved that plan, that goal that you had. This goal could be something to do with money. Either you, for instance, you end paying something, you end paying a debt, could be that. But a long-term plan, a long-term goal you had, you achieve it around the 20th of June. If it's not that, and you achieve it faster than you thought you would. If it's not that, or for instance, if it's the payment of a debt, let's say it could even be that one of your siblings comes through with the money as an offering, as a gift, to help you out. It could be that. Let's say that your long-term goal was to buy your own place for the first time. I don't know if it's that, but let's just imagine it's that you had, and you're saving up to give a very big chunk of money to, how do you say this, in the beginning. So you needed to have a certain amount of money to go out and try to buy your first house, or your first flat, or whatever, your first home. And maybe lots and lots of people in your life, Aquarius, including your siblings in your family, knew about this, and you're very happy because you're like consistently saving. And maybe you said, I don't know, in about a year or two I'll have enough money to, start looking, and you're happy about that. And suddenly, out of the blue, maybe one of your siblings just decides to come through, and maybe he or she just won big in the lottery and said, look, I can give you, not as an offering, not as a loan, but I can give you $10,000 or 10,000 euros or 10,000 pounds. Can really, and that with the help of a sibling really makes that goal that you wanted being accomplished rather quickly. If it's not that, it could be something to do with the gains that you get from your career and your profession. There could be gains, money coming to you in a rather surprising and fast way. And let's read this in a positive manner, okay? So something to do with your career, with your profession, gives you some sort of gains, okay? Monetary gains. And that's it, Aquarius. This is the reading that I have for you. I hope you have a great month. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to duniazar@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. That's it. Bye-bye.